I'm Remso Martinez with Marketer on the Run, and today we're checking out Zoox and what makes it one of the most elaborate, amazing marketing campaigns of 2026. So you want to go ahead and take a ride somewhere in Vegas, but you don't want to go ahead and grab a cab or an Uber. So what are we going to end up taking tonight?
Zoox.
So it turns out that they took off New York as one of the pickup and drop-off locations. So for us to go ahead and do this, we have to go ahead and head over to the Excalibur across the street. So she's breaking one of Las Vegas's most cardinal rules, walking in heels.
Yeah.
Hello, Las Vegas, wild and free, bright lights dancing endless.
Well, we made it all the way to Excalibur, and Zoox is once again
Down.
it's down. You know the economy is bad here when the strip clubs have to start talking about how their kitchens are open late.
Few moments later.
So day two, we were able to come back the next day, and we went ahead and picked up our Zoox from Area 15. If you have not been to Area 15, you've got to check it out. So here's one of the things that you can go ahead and learn from Zoox that made their launch campaign work out so well. While they could have launched anywhere in America, anywhere in the world, they ultimately chose Las Vegas because if you're going to go ahead and say, hey world, here I am, I'm going hard and I want to be known, why not come to the city of attention? So when they came here, they didn't just say, hey, we're going to go ahead and do a soft launch. No, they went ahead and launched their premier campaign of robotaxis, and they brought the entire fleet here to Las Vegas. So not only did they go ahead and say, hey, we're going to go ahead and start here, you can't come to Vegas now without seeing a Zoox. They're part of the scenery. The other thing to keep in mind is that Zoox didn't really pay a lot for advertising. They're not doing billboards. They're not doing a ton of automated campaigns. You want to know who's doing their marketing? You, me, everyone online who snapped a photo, posted an Instagram reel, done a YouTube video. They went ahead and took user-generated content to the extreme, and they used every single person that came across one of their robo-taxis as free marketing. So this is beyond word of mouth. This is you and me, the consumers, using one of their robo-taxis and just addressing what we think about them. If that doesn't get people involved, I don't know what does. And last I checked, when you look at the number of YouTubers that have done reviews and videos about it, I mean, you can't pay for that kind of marketing. The third thing is that in any other city, and it's why I'm so bullish on Vegas, these robo-taxis would have felt stale, cold, they would have felt like a product. Because it's here in the entertainment capital of the world, it actually feels like it's an experience, like it's an adventure. You come to Vegas, you go ahead and you jump in an automated robo-taxi. Come on, what's not to love about that story right there? That's an experience. From a PR perspective, they went ahead and put everything out there. They didn't tell you what to think. Much like what I said about user-generated content, Zoox just put it all out there and said, we're going to trust the public to go ahead and determine whether or not these are useful, whether they're popular, and whether they like them or not. Sometimes radical transparency can go a long way. Honestly, they're going ahead and betting on Vegas themselves. Zoox is saying we're here where AI, esports, everything awesome in the world is actually coming. We're going to be part of the Vegas of the future, and we're part of that future. We're here. This is where we belong, and we're as synonymous with the city now as $2 margaritas and showgirls. And Zoox wants you to know that it's not just a fad. They are part of the future of Vegas. All right, Jules, tell me what you think so far.
I feel very comfortable. I thought not having a driver, it would be at unease, but I'm happy, and I have my favorite potato chips.
So one more interesting fact about these robotaxis, they're actually bi-directional, which means they can take off from the front or the back of the robotaxi. And that's just wild right there. That's just a cool random fact I thought I'd share. So the big thing that I was skeptical about is, am I gonna feel safe in here? Honestly, I feel pretty safe. I would probably say that I feel safer than most Uber drivers. Just putting that out there. We're at like a 4-way intersection. We did kind of stop, so maybe I need to eat my words there because that did kind of freak me out for a second.
It just ran a red light, which to its credit, it didn't know because there's nobody here. Maybe there are little bugs that it could get out, but don't we all have those? I'm also a little confused why we're going through Chinatown.
Oh yeah, definitely chose the longer route, but we're going to the Luxor right now. I thought, hey, if we're gonna go ahead and do this redo right now, how about we go ahead and start at Area 15 and go to the Luxor, two of the most iconic places in Vegas right now. People are just kind of staring at us like, what the heck is this thing? She was looking at it a moment ago. Can't blame her. Like seriously, when these things first launched, like earlier in 2025, I was driving past these and I was freaking out. What's really freaky is when they're driving past you and there's no one in here. It's just these things just kind of moving around by themselves. The other thing to keep in mind too is that when it rains, and it really rains here, like during monsoon season, these things are put on pause for a moment, so you can't go ahead and catch them during really intense rain or anything. So let's go ahead and kind of summarize everything while we got a few more minutes. Location, that mattered more than anything. They could have gone to Austin, Texas, Miami. They could have been in Dubai or Macau, but they went ahead and came here. Fixing themselves to Vegas was super important. Secondly, just telling people, hey, you go out and you make content. That went ahead and did a lot of their advertising for them, because you could go ahead and see a commercial or see an ad, but when you see your friends or you see a content creator you trust going out and actually showing you what their experience is like, that means a lot more. And then the other one, which was from a public relations view, allowing people to paint the narrative instead of just simply telling them what they should be feeling and telling them what they should be experiencing, that mattered a lot too. And that's kudos to Zoox for being brave in that regard, because a lot of companies, especially with experimental technology, would never do this. And everyone loves the story. Everyone loves being able to come to Vegas and you go see a show and you go gamble a little bit and you eat some great food by the pool and then you take the robot taxi. It's what we always say. Story matters more than anything. You can't force a story. You have to invite people into the experience. The more immersive, the better. And it's why I love Vegas, man. This city is magic. And the things that we're seeing here, people keep wondering, is Vegas still, alive? Is Vegas dead? Vegas is alive. There's a reason why people are starting to choose to build AI companies here. It's why businesses such as ours, we moved from Wisconsin to Nevada. It's because we're part of the future. We get to love the old nostalgic part of Vegas while getting to be part of the future. It's almost like being a pioneer. It's pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, so one thing I gotta say is I chose to sell on this side, which means that I am facing that way and the car is moving this way. And you better believe me when I say my motion sickness is a little bit here and there, but it takes a little bit of getting used to. I just realized you can even choose your music, the climate, and it tells you how fast it's going, tells you how much time you've got left. Pretty awesome. Another thing, if you're in Las Vegas and you go ahead and download the Zoox app, you actually get your first ride completely free. So if you're looking for an experience, or at least you need a free ride because it can get a little bit expensive here, download that app, get your first Zoox ride for free. I'm not getting paid to say that. They just literally did that for everyone who downloads the app. So after yesterday's experience running around town trying to find one, do we think it was finally worth it once we found the actual place?
But that was fun.
I'd do it again. So we're back at Area 15, and I'm not gonna lie, we did not Zoox back. We Uber Blacked back, because if I have to choose between the Zoox, which is awesome, but a pimped out, very comfortable Suburban, I'm gonna go for that when the rates are pretty good. Just saying.
A few things that it took 45 minutes for us to get the Zoox, because this week is EDC, which, if you don't know, is a huge rave. And this is the 30th anniversary. And because of that, there was a huge "I'm busy" warning, and we weren't able to take it back. So we took Uber Black back, which I prefer.
That's the other thing too. If you saw what happened yesterday, which if you've gotten to this point, you definitely have, definitely come planning that if part of your trip involves riding a Zoox, it's gonna take a while. Thanks again for watching, and if you want more Las Vegas marketing content, go ahead and follow Marketer on the Run today and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new episode.
But as always, my favorite way to get around is being a passenger.